Hello, I'm Cheyenne.
And I'm Frankie.
And we are
Conbini
Conbinicultpod. Welcome to this week's episode. How are you, Frankie?
I'm all right. So today we have some interesting things to talk about regarding misinformation.
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, I like that title. Frankie thought of that one.
Yeah, I don't know. But we always start with a little life update. So
Yes.
Has anything interesting happened to you recently?
To me personally, no.
In the world?
Yeah, in the world, yes.
To you or the world?
Not to me. I'm still working a million jobs, so I don't really have that much free time. But in the world, maybe it's old news, but we just had the Olympics, right? Do you watch the Olympics? Have you been keeping up with it?
No.
Oh.
I've seen some stuff on TikTok.
Okay.
And then sometimes when I was eating at a restaurant, it would be playing on the TV. So I watched it then. So I saw a little bit of skateboarding.
Skateboarding is always really fun to watch. I do enjoy watching that. Anything else?
I saw some gymnastics on TikTok.
Simone Biles. Ooh, USA. That's the only time I'll really be openly proud to cheer for the USA on that one. How about breakdancing?
Unfortunately, that did come across my FYP.
Mm-hmm. And thoughts?
I giggled, I gaggled. It was
we giggled, we gaggled, we had a good time. Actually, breakdancing, I watched. I didn't get to watch the women's one live. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but I watched basically from the start until they announced the medalist of the men's. And it was very, very cool. I thought it was really interesting. And that was the first time that breakdancing was ever in the Olympics, I think. Yeah,
but it's not coming
back.
For the next one.
I don't quite know the reason why, but
maybe the one after that, but for the next Summer Olympics, it's not
interesting because the next Summer Olympics is in LA, which has I assume probably
really good breakdancers.
Yeah, big breakdancing culture and good dancers. I don't know what that's about. I don't know the reason for that. But anyway, speaking of breakdancing, again, it's probably old news.
Yeah.
We don't have to get too much into it, but you are familiar with Reagan, the Australian breakdancer.
Yeah, if you've been on the internet recently, you've probably seen her.
Exactly who she is, hopping around. She's doing her thing. She had a good time. It's fun. I'm not here to dunk on her for that. The only thing I wanted to bring up, because it's kind of related to Japan, I guess, is have you seen her uniform or what the Australian team's uniforms look like? Do you remember?
I kind of recall.
Okay, so
kind of.
I don't quite remember for the men's, but at least for the women's, they're green and yellow, and I think they were wearing a hat too, kind of like a cap, but it's a big. A coverall almost, or it was pants and a shirt, but they just looked connected because they're all the same colors.
Okay.
And you should look at it one more time. For anyone knows or who's familiar, I saw some memes about it looking like the Yamato or Kuro Neko delivery people here in Japan. And now I can't unsee it. So that's it. That was my news. I just thought it was really funny and I wanted to laugh.
Gotta look it up again.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's all that's going on with me. How about you?
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just took a little weekend trip to Fukui Prefecture.
How was that?
It was really nice. They have some nice beaches there.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. Last summer I went swimming in Fukui and I got stung by a jellyfish.
Oh, did you pee on it?
No, you don't need to do that.
No, I know.
You don't need to.
I know. I knew that. I knew that.
I still have a scar.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I do actually. This line here.
It didn't really hurt that much, but the scar has still not left.
Was it a
year
box
later.
jellyfish or something? What kind of
no idea.
Big one?
It was stealthy. It just came and grabbed me and got away.
Oh, man.
I don't know. But I was back in Fukui recently at another beach.
Mm-hmm.
But
and then
I learned this after I was there, but my friend was like, "Oh, when we were going to that beach, there was a sign that said don't touch the dolphin." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I saw it, dolphin, but I don't know." And she was like, "I think that's the dolphin that's been in the news all these years." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
So we looked up some stories, and there's an aggressive dolphin in
one,
Fukui.
the same one.
One alpha male dolphin in Fukui.
Okay.
Who's been picking fights with people.
With people? With humans?
With humans.
That's funny.
This news story is from last year, but there was a man in his 60s who the dolphin rammed into him and broke some of his ribs.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I laughed too soon. Okay.
I think he was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just so bizarre.
What? So they're like, I mean, it's a wild animal. So, and we're in his territory. You know, if you're in the ocean, that's up to the creatures that live there. You know, that decide what they're gonna do with you. But also, what? What's your deal?
Yeah. It says the swimmer sustained 3 or 4 broken ribs and bites to his hands.
Okay.
The same morning, a man in his 40s was also bitten by a dolphin on his left arm. So
interesting. And so people know who this dolphin is, or at least like the lifeguards at this beach in Fukui, right?
That's a good question.
He has his own sign. He's he's a celebrity.
I think they're pinning all the attacks on the same dolphin. It's like someone who was separated from the pack, because dolphins are like they need community. Packs.
Yeah.
So
he's like lonely and taking out his aggression on people.
I think so.
Oh,
somebody get this dolphin some therapy.
Oh, I'm Team Dolphin on this one.
Biting people.
It's funny. Can you imagine there's like a wanted poster for this dolphin? That's what I thought you were talking about. He has like a reward or something. Well, like a bounty.
Not that, but there were signs that said don't touch the dolphins. Well, I thought that was just like a general disclaimer.
Yeah, I thought I hope people don't touch like wild animals or like sea life in general. But interesting. It was in Japanese or in English?
In Japanese.
Oh, because like you know how there's no plurals or singular nouns in Japanese, so you don't really know if it's like just
dolphin
don't touch,
or dolphins.
like don't touch dolphins, or like do not touch
this
one dolphin. I don't know. That's so funny. I want to see.
Looking back at all the events that happened, it seems like the sign was for that dolphin.
I want to see if, like, they have a picture of him one day. I don't know, and someone needs to edit it as like a mugshot or something. Like I need to see like a mugshot of this dolphin.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he didn't attack anybody this year.
Yeah, I hope not.
I think they said it was a male dolphin. That's why I keep saying he.
Maybe he's
I swear I saw somewhere.
Maybe he's like really horny or something. He has all this like testosterone. That's why I said
he's an alpha male.
Yeah. You're right.
An alpha male.
Okay. Somehow, he's the Andrew Tate of dolphins.
Somehow.
He's that red-pilled dolphin.
Don't give him a microphone. He's gonna start a podcast.
He's gonna start a podcast and start convincing all his other friends to take or don't be a blue pill Sigma dolphin.
Don't be a beta.
Yeah.
Bite that swimmer.
God. I mean, him and Andrew Tate have something in common. They're both like bald, I guess.
Yeah, pretty bald.
Big old foreheads. Anyway, okay.
Bald and aggressive.
Yeah, bald and aggressive. Who's to say it actually isn't Andrew Tate in the water punching people? Okay,
nice. A good theory.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you were safe from the dolphin. I thought you were gonna say like you got attacked by the dolphin, and then I was just gonna make a theory all of the creatures in the ocean are like out to get you in Fukui. Like
luckily this year I haven't been attacked by anything.
Yeah, that's good.
Knock on wood.
There's no pee. Yeah. Okay.
So far so good.
Okay, good.
But I have been known to be stung by jellyfish even before this one.
Yeah. But it's not fun. It's like really itchy too afterwards, right?
Yeah,
like just stings
and
obviously.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's crazy. You had a scar though.
Yeah.
Never seen anyone with like a jellyfish scar.
Yeah, the other jellyfish didn't give me a scar.
No.
So was this the alpha male jellyfish?
Yeah, it was the alpha male.
Who knows?
All right, moving on.
All right. So I wanted to talk about misinformation or like just some things that I see regarding Japan that are just like, where did you get that idea from? Like I have no idea where that came from because it's not factual.
It's not real. Well,
yeah, some things. So we have a few categories of these, but I have a disclaimer.
Okay, yeah. We're ready for Frankie's disclaimer. Have we started putting like disclaimer text on our videos yet?
I can start doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying not to do anything that like just listeners would miss out on.
Yeah.
But that's just text on the screen. I think that'd be fine.
Okay.
So
go for it.
Disclaimer. So obviously we love living here. I mean,
yes.
I don't know about you, but if I genuinely didn't like it, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have stayed
Nobody
here
is forcing me to stay
7
here.
years at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, and I mean, of course, we're not experts either, but regarding all these topics, like we would like to have healthy conversation about it. But if there's any insults,
sorry.
not going to tolerate it.
Yeah. healthy discussion and just being realistic about Japan too, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's basically, it was a short disclaimer this time.
Okay. Yeah. The last one was like not super long, like you talk too much. It was like very, what was the last one we did about studying English?
Yeah, about studying
your language journey.
And like not being a language snob. You know, having some grace for people who are learning. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, just keep that disclaimer in mind. All right. Yeah.
So just to start with some like light things that you've probably seen before, all the posts that say like, Japan's living in the future.
Yeah. Is it?
In some ways.
Yeah. What are do you want to get into ways you think Japan is a little bit more advanced than, for example, the US where we're from, or do you want to get into like the ridiculous side of it first, like what people actually are talking about? Maybe
the ridiculous side. Yeah. But I also think this could be a deep dive episode.
Yeah, for sure. We should do like a deep dive part 2 on this. Yeah.
But like a silly thing that I was thinking of was when people say, Japan's living in the future, and then they get a smoothie at 7-Eleven. As if there's not smoothie machines anywhere.
Are there not? To the point like you have to make a video about it? I mean, the smoothie thing last year when it kind of first came around in Japan blew my mind, not because of the machine itself, but just the fact that like smoothies here were like easier to access instead of going to like a cafe that specializes in smoothies.
That's true, because they can be expensive.
Yeah, they can be expensive, and like, you know, back in the States, it's like you go to a Jamba Juice or you just go to like $10. Whatever, like a cafe or something, and it's just very normal to have a smoothie for breakfast or like on the go somewhere as like kind of a meal or like wherever you're going. But in Japan, it was just not that easy to like find smoothies. At least that's like true. You'd 7 years ago, 5 years ago, you have to like make it. And still then people were like, why are you just drinking like cold mixed fruit? You know, like was the reaction I got. So it was like, not it's in the future, but I was like, oh, that's nice to see. Finally, if anything, it's like an example of how far behind Japan was actually. And now finally they do have smoothies easily to access. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. No complaints about the smoothie machines, though. I like it.
It's just like not.
And they're pretty cheap. They're small, but
yeah, they're tiny, but they got more expensive though. Last year they were like 180 yen or 200 yen. I don't know. Now they're like probably close to 3. I'm not too sure.
I mean, that's still.
I remember.
Still not bad.
Not bad, but yeah, they're getting expensive. Another, what is it? Japan is living in the future thing. I mean, it's a really, really overused example, but like fax machines, every time someone does the future argument, I say, okay.
But what about the fax machine?
Yeah, I say, okay, I sent a fax today. Yeah, the floppy disk incident. Do we remember that?
Oh, was that when a government employee had a lot, like information on everybody in the city on a floppy disk and he left it at a bar?
And he lost the floppy disk? And this was what, in like 2020, 2018? Like recent enough.
In the last 5 years.
Yeah, to make it such a silly story. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Where are we in this? Oh.
Yeah. But I think just overall, Japan is it's a culture of convenience. There's a lot, like a very convenient packaging and efficient.
Yeah, it's very
convenient and efficient.
Yeah, going back to the future thing. Good. Yeah, I heard a really, really good, I guess, not argument, like statement about it. It was Japan was living in the future in like the early 2000s. Or was it 80s probably? I don't know, like
90s, 2000s.
Long ago. Yeah. I say long ago, like it's 100 years ago, but yeah, in like the 80s or 90s, probably in the bubble Jidai, right? Like, yeah, so what is that? 90s? It was living in the future then, and now they're just normal, I would say. Yeah.
Why do you think that, because we've talked about the last samurai syndrome before. There are certain people who kind of defend Japan tooth and nail, even the bad parts of it. And anybody who doesn't speak 110% positively about it, they say, like, go home, you don't deserve to be there. Why don't you leave if you hate it? But why do you think that is?
I don't know. Sounds like a hater to me. I don't know. Like, why does any person like leave lame comments on the internet or like have like strong opinions like that? They're probably just lame. I don't know. Like,
Okay.
hima, bored.
Okay.
I'm not too, like, to be honest, I don't know the reason why people.
I'm sure everybody's reasoning is different.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like, if there's a specific reason, like, why those people have this need or desire to, like, defend Japan no matter what. Like Frankie said, even the bad parts.
Yeah.
Because I've never thought that way. So, like, I literally have no idea.
Yeah.
But I can't say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you have a reason or like a theory?
Well, I saw an interesting thing on Threads. So this is from a user called Tokyo_nomad_.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, this is purely my impression and not backed by anything other than my own observations. A lot of people dissatisfied with their own lives and own countries use Japanese media as a form of escapism. They believe that the Japan depicted in anime, manga, games is representative of the real Japan. They long to one day escape from their lives to this romanticized depiction of utopia. So you break the illusion by saying Japan is a place with good and bad points, just like anywhere else.
That does make sense.
I thought that was a very thoughtful
breakdown of it.
Yeah.
Well, while you're reading it, I was kind of thinking, well, why don't people do that for other countries too, or for other places?
Yeah, that's the thing. But you don't really hear people
like super obsessed with like
that.
The UK or like I don't know like
like,
for
Vietnam. I stand Italy. Like
yeah. I don't get it. But
don't you talk about pasta in a bad way?
Sorry,
if you don't like pasta,
I
get out of
here. But so that was like the
maybe
first
for Korea.
Thing. Oh yeah,
like,
Korea too.
K-pop stands.
That's true. That's true.
Other stands.
I was so like while you're reading it, that was the first thing I thought. It was like, well, why don't people feel this way about other places, or why is like their thoughts about Japan so strong compared to other places like that? And then like as you continued reading, I thought about because you mentioned something about like anime, how it's depicted and stuff.
Yes.
And I just thought like Japan, like Japanese media, especially forms of art like anime and things, it is so good at making Japan seem like a beautiful place, and it is. Do not get me wrong, but like, yeah, I mean, if that's your only consumption of like or understanding of Japan and like what it's like is like through fiction, like through seeing school life in anime or just daily life like that, like you're gonna think it's great. Have you seen what is that movie, Suzume
no Tojimari,
something like that, like with the door? Like
no, I need to watch
close
it.
The door.
I need to watch it because I just visited a place that has a door.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw that and I was like, oh my god,
I'm gonna watch it. Don't worry.
So if you know what movie you're talking about, like maybe I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one. My hot take is that movie is not good. Like it's by the same person who made Kimi no Nawa, Your Name, right? And Tenki no Ko, Weathering with You. Those two movies rock. Those movies are so good. Like the effects, the story, everything. I don't have anything to say about it. But then this third one, or this most recent one, I don't even remember the name. Just the story itself, I was a little like okay about it. I don't know. It had like the theme of disaster and like kind of love in there. It just seemed all very quick. Like the movie itself was long, but the story like development was like quick, if that makes sense. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the visuals, the illustration is so beautiful. Like
that's what I
it is like
of.
Amazing. And so I didn't really feel like I was watching a story about, these two characters. I felt like I was watching a very long commercial about Japan. Like you just see all of these different places in Japan and like all of these landmarks. And then there's like some product placement in there, and it's like funnier because it's an anime, but they're eating McDonald's. And so like the illustration of like McDonald's is like so nice and everything. And you're like, like it just felt like a long commercial to promote like, look how pretty Japan is. And yes, Japan overcame because it talks about the 2011 earthquake in there. And so yes, they did overcome, a really hard event, but it just felt like this big promotion for Japan. And so I feel like people watching that are just gonna only view like the good things. And So anyway, that was such a long way to explain what I was trying to say. But you know what I mean.
Okay, I'm going to watch it and we will get back to that conversation.
Maybe we can talk about it.
Talk about anime in one episode. I'm scared though.
Why?
They're going to come for us.
Come for me. I don't care.
Okay.
Only about that movie. Like, I'll stand my ground on that one. I saw there's a guy I follow on TikTok who does, a Japanese guy who does like movie reviews, kind of quick movie reviews of different like Japanese movies, and him too. He was also like, what? So it's not like just me being like a hater ass foreigner, you know. I think like there were other people who agree like the story of it was kind of confusing or just like not it compared to the other two great movies. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Don't come for me. Okay.
Oh, before I forget, when I was in the nail salon, they were playing a trailer for another movie that should be out now. I think it came out Friday.
By the same director?
I don't know, but it looked really pretty. It was called like Kimi no Iro or something.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the name, but I don't even know like, what's going on.
If you want to see it.
We can go see it, yeah. We'll do a little like movie review of it too. Yeah. I'm down. I'm not like anti-watching the movies. I was more like disappointed, if anything. Because I was
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
but I'll know even more of what you mean after I watch it.
Yes, okay.
And also, I do want to see that other movie.
I'm down. I don't even know what the story is, so I'm down.
Neither do I. It just looked pretty.
All right, there you go. Watch it be another commercial. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So going along the lines of these people who defend Japan so much, even the bad parts, I don't know if they realize it or not, but they're just fetishizing everything, which is dangerous.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there are real issues here that affect
everybody,
the real people that live here. So if you claim to love Japan, Japanese culture, Japanese people, then how can you dismiss things that affect them? So things like groping on the trains. We talked about Butsukari Otoko before.
Yeah.
The
like shoulder checking people.
Shoulder check you. Mostly women. A lot of people, they do that too, but sometimes they target women.
Yeah.
Workplace harassment and bullying. Like one of my friends, her husband was bullied out of his job.
Oh.
Yeah, he was harassed so much and he was so depressed that he just quit his job and eventually started his own business. So they're doing very well now.
Yeah, good for him.
But
workplace bullying and like bullying in school too. That's a big one. Big one I saw.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Like extreme overwork as well. Yeah, these are all issues that affect Japanese people. So I don't know. Some people would say like, well, it's not your culture. It's not your place to talk about it. But I think in a way, because we're a third party. So sometimes like a third party can look at the situation and be like, "Ooh,
you can see
not
like
good."
what's going on." Yeah,
it's hard to see it when you're in it.
Yeah, so. And especially when that system or like when these things have been around for so long and so not normalized, but like kind of, where like maybe the person involved does not realize it is happening until it's too late. Yeah. That's true.
Okay.
So. I just another backup story.
Go on.
You talked about workplace bullying and how it affects adults, and I just thought of kids here too with bullying. I have a story where
kids witnessed.
I haven't witnessed this personally, but I used to work with. This is one of my coworkers, co-teachers. I taught with, and she's talking about her son. And so basically, if you're familiar in like Japanese school, especially middle school, they have something called bukatsu. So it's like after school club or, activity. So that can be either sports or it can be things like computer club, art club, things like that. So usually it's not mandatory, but like it kind of is like, you get more flack for it if you don't join a bukatsu essentially. So all kids, for the most part, are in some kind of club. And my coworker's son, he was in like the basketball club, some kind of sports club, and he injured himself. He got an injury to where he was on crutches. I think he had a broken leg or something, to where he couldn't participate in the games or in the activities, but he still showed up to the practice. But like he got bullied basically because he like wasn't there practicing And it's like, well, what is he supposed to do? He has a broken leg. Like, yeah. And so just things like that. It's bullying with adults and kids. It's a big issue here. And it's a big issue everywhere, So it's like really strange why people don't acknowledge, or, those big defenders, Japan don't want to acknowledge it almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I have some other stories about bullying. Not personally, just things I've seen in the news and stuff, which, maybe we could get into more another time.
Yeah.
Maybe on the topic of safety.
Yeah.
Because that is.
That's true.
But just very quickly, I do remember a news story about workplace bullying. So there was a group of teachers that was bullying another teacher, and they forced him to eat like curry that was so hot that it burned his face, his face.
Because didn't he they shove his face in the nabe pot?
Yes.
And they were just doing it for laughs, and he got burns. Yeah, I remember that. That was intense.
Yeah, so these are issues that affect people.
Yeah, that's a really serious form of bullying or harassment, I would say. Yeah.
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 I want to come back to this point a little later. So I have some screenshots, of course, from seeing comments that I've seen. Not always comments on my videos. Sometimes I'm just scrolling and reading the comments on other videos. And then I come across something that I'm like, what?
Okay.
What? Where did you, what made you think that?
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited.
So on a more mild level to start with, there was a lot of confusion about the restrictions in the Gion district of Kyoto. But it was just a few streets being closed off. So you couldn't enter that street or go down that alley if you didn't have an appointment or you had no business being there.
And these restrictions are something new, or they've always been around?
I think they just made it a little bit more strict.
Okay.
From April.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. But there were already rules in place where you could get a fine for harassing Maiko and Geiko.
Yeah.
And trespassing on private property. Yeah. So those are still there, but they blocked off some alleyways as well. But people were getting confused about that, and they were thinking that all tourists were banned.
Oh.
That it was just a tourist ban in the whole area.
Okay.
So somebody left a comment on one of my videos, actually.
Okay.
And they said, tourists in Japan can't follow the rules. That's why they're starting to ban them.
Okay.
Not being banned everywhere.
Yeah. All right.
But those alleyways that are closed off, even for locals.
Yeah.
It's also for everybody who has no business being there.
Yeah. Also, I love how that person just said it so matter-of-factly. They were quoting an article or something.
Duh, that's why they're starting to ban them.
Yeah, no. Did you do some digging? Could you tell if they lived here or if they were just no? Okay.
I get.
Excuse me.
Just taking a wild guess, I would say they've never been here. But
yeah, actually, probably.
Okay. Here's one that might piss you off.
Oh, me? Me particularly. Okay.
I'm going to read it because I want to
get
your
how you're
reaction.
hiding the phone away. Okay.
No peeking.
Okay.
Okay. So I think this was not on one of my videos. I think it was something about, I don't know, someone talking about garbage on the street or something. Some area had been dirtied.
Okay.
But a commenter said, there's always a reason. Out of 100 foreigners, 80 will litter. Out of 100 Japanese, 10 will litter. Since the increase of tourism, the littering increased drastically.
Oh,
80% of foreigners litter?
80%? What are you talking about? Again,
come on.
Why are they all saying this? So matter-of-factly. Where are you getting your source, honestly?
Yeah. I want to know the study that they pulled that from.
Yeah, I wish there was a reply or if someone commented where did you hear that? Again, they're saying it.
Sometimes I do say that.
Yeah. And then did they reply back?
Usually no.
What a wild number. What was it? 80% of foreigners?
80% of foreigners litter. Okay.
And what, 10% of Japanese?
Only 10% of Japanese would litter.
What are the other 10%?
It's not that no one ever litters here. It's just more hidden.
Yeah.
But I think obviously in any area where there are more people, there will be more trash.
I mean, there's bad tourists and there's bad locals everywhere you go. But in my experience, I think especially now with social media, sometimes tourists, for good reason, they they want to like respect, you know, in Japan when they come. And so people are very hyper aware, I think, before they come, like about the no trash can thing and about littering and stuff. So I think to defend, you know, people like that, if anything, I've seen more Japanese people littering only because especially tourists are like so afraid to like
be blamed,
to be blamed and like, yeah, just be seen as that guy. Not all of them. There's bad people everywhere. But you know what I mean? Like I've never seen like a gaggle of foreigners just be like like throw their trash on the ground. But I have seen like drunk Japanese people like what is it called? Poiste? Like litter somewhere.
Oh, yes.
Like poiste somewhere.
Poiste
so, yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. But humans will be humans. Some people are going to litter. Some people are not.
Yeah. If anything, just pick up some trash if you ever see it and throw it away. I don't know. All right. That was a wild comment.
Okay. I have one that I think is even more wild.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
This was on a video where somebody was talking about how Japan doesn't really have homeless people because they had visited Tokyo and they didn't see any homeless people. So they said, wow, Japan must be doing something right.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, just because you don't see them doesn't mean they don't exist.
Yes. Okay.
But somebody commented, Japan actually helps its homeless. You can take a homeless person to a police station and they find them housing and a job. It's not looked down upon like here in America.
Okay. If that's true, cool. But is it true?
I wish that were true.
No.
I really wish it was.
I don't know anything about like, you know, the policies against like homelessness and homeless people or anything, but surprise, buddy. They're everywhere. They exist. And like, yeah, they're not as, I guess, out in the open and noticeable as
they're a lot more hidden because
if we're talking about the US, like this person said, But
yeah. I think in the US as well, there's a lot of shame around being homeless, but even more
houseless,
so in Japan.
Yeah. And even more so here, but I think people like to say like there's no, you know, homeless here or there's like not as many. And like maybe that's true, but you also have to think about it like if there might be a reason for that too, which is like family dynamics and culture. Like, you know, multi-generational homes exist here, you know, a lot more than in the States. So maybe, you know, people just, it's either the shame to where no one actually knows what happened or they found support somewhere or they do exist and you're just not seeing them. Like, especially in Osaka, isn't there like a certain part of Osaka that's like specifically
kind of around Shinsekai or like Daikokucho. Is that what
Daikokucho?
Daikokucho.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're around. I ride my bike like to and from work and
Nishinari.
Okay, yeah. And I pass like the same people on the street every day. And they're cool.
Even where I live, it's more suburban and there are a few unhoused people.
I don't know. Okay. Big take. That was so wrong by that person.
Yeah. I really wish that were true.
Yeah.
That would be nice. And
if there's like some programs then that we don't know about or that we didn't talk about, like please comment below or like let us know because that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever been to the Bear Paw Cafe in Osaka?
Oh, no. But I've seen like your videos on it. It's the one where just the bear claw like comes out of the wall and hands you your little coffee. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Why? Is there something about it?
So that cafe, you don't come into like face-to-face contact with any of the employees. There's a curtain. So you order your drink and then when they deliver the drink to you, they're wearing like a little glove, like bear paw.
I keep wanting to do like the hey girl. Okay. Yeah.
And they hand that to you. So that's the appeal of the place. But the concept of that shop was to help people with social anxiety so they don't have to you know, make eye contact and be that face-to-face with the customers.
Yeah.
So which I talked about in my video.
Yeah.
But a lot of people misinterpreted that as Japan as a whole is very understanding about mental health issues. So somebody had commented, that's amazing. I wish America had places with this kind of mentality to help those with mental disorders instead of just discarding us. And somebody replied to them, just like resonating with them. But yeah, I commented back to them. I said, as a whole, mental health is still a very taboo topic in Japan, but this cafe is doing a great thing.
Yeah, of course. And I think it's doing a great thing, you know, for people who have social anxiety or, you know, who don't want that social interaction. Or, I mean, even for the extroverts too, if they just want to like take a fun little video and like get some coffee by a little hand, that's fine too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you come to Osaka, you should visit that cafe.
I want to go to that
really
cafe.
Cute.
How's the coffee itself? Like, was it good coffee?
It's decent.
It's just coffee.
Decent. It's not. It's not amazing. Vibe. Yeah, it's the whole vibe.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's not bad. It's just
yeah,
but it's the whole atmosphere that's cute.
So I didn't know that was like originally specifically created for like people with social anxiety.
Yeah, and the original shop was in Shanghai. So
okay.
They were not the first to do it.
I see.
There's also, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
In New York, there's also a cafe with like a raccoon that they do this, but I don't know if it's also for social anxiety.
New York, why is it a raccoon? Shouldn't it be like a rat or something? Like a pizza rat?
Hey.
Like a little rat
pizza
hand.
rat
Yeah, pizza and then you get slices of pizza.
The rat hands you the pizza.
Yeah, the rat just gives you a pizza. Like but where was I going with this? Oh,
somebody start that.
Yeah.
And invite us.
Do you know then, like, so how Ichiran is like, you know, very single, was that originally meant for people with like social anxiety too, or like were they always set up like that? I have no idea, because if you're gonna like eat alone and not feel anxious about it, like Ichiran is the place to do it.
That's a good place for it.
So now knowing, you know, that like restaurants and businesses do that for that specific reason, did Ichiran start that way?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I haven't heard anything about it, but just because I haven't heard doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah,
so.
we have no idea.
Yeah,
so
we need to find the Ichiran lore.
Yeah, find out the Ichiran lore, and maybe like the more I learn about Ichiran, the less I'll start dunking on them. So yeah, we'll have to find out. Although I already mentioned I did eat it the other day. That's really good. Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay,
that's fine.
Moving on.
Yeah, I think in general, people just blame foreigners and tourists for everything.
Yeah.
Like anytime something goes wrong, like
you gotta blame someone.
Somebody did a bad thing. Like, oh, no way it could have been a Japanese person. It has to have been a foreigner.
Yeah. That's like how, I can't speak for other countries, but for example, like US, you have like really hardcore like MAGA Americans that blame immigrants, you know, for all the bad things happening.
Yeah.
So
it's the easiest direction to point your finger in.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it is foreigners, but sometimes it's
all
not.
The time,
you don't know.
Okay.
Have you heard about the rice shortage that's going on recently?
I did. And I went to my local grocery store like thinking, oh, there's no way it could like happen to this random suburb in Osaka. Yeah, no, I don't have rice. Yeah. Did you buy rice recently, or could you buy rice?
We got brown rice.
Yeah, I have a lot of quinoa at home, so like I have a starch, but
Yeah. For me, it's not as detrimental to my life because I don't eat rice that much. I do eat it, but not with every single meal. But for my partner, he's like, we need rice.
We need rice. Yeah. I know that feel.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. So do we know the reason for the rice shortage? Are people just kind of going like panic shopping after the typhoon news and stuff and the earthquake?
That made it worse.
Okay.
So there was a typhoon that hit recently. Yeah. It's actually supposed to be in Osaka right now, but it's bright and sunny outside. Yes. It kind of, so originally the typhoon was supposed to go straight for Osaka on Tuesday. Right.
Yeah.
But then it slowed down a lot. It was kind of gaining power, and then it changed direction, and then it went for Kyushu. Oh. And I was actually in Kyushu.
Yeah, and it was really, really bad in Kyushu.
Yeah, it was getting bad. So we went home early.
Good.
And I was expecting it to be just as bad when I got back, but it kind of
just passed
didn't really hit Osaka. Like it rained.
Yeah, I heard it's gonna like rain pretty heavy tonight and then maybe subside tomorrow, but I'm not too sure now.
Yeah, but it's not as bad here as they originally thought it was gonna be, but in Kyushu it's I imagine worse than they expected.
Yeah.
So anybody in Kyushu,
take care.
Hope you are safe. Yeah, so the panic buying because of the typhoon of course made the rice situation even worse, but it was already hard to find rice because of the poor harvest last year due to the weather and stuff like that.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, but there was a theory that was going around.
I think I know where this is going. Okay, yeah.
And I didn't know where it came from until I found this yesterday.
Oh, no!
From NHK World, they're saying, I'll link the YouTube video below. But they were saying like, look, all the onigiri is gone because the tourists are buying it.
Okay. Sure. If that's the direction we want to go.
I mean, NHK. Come
NHK.
On, guys.
I mean, well, these are also the same people who came out or who tried to come out with that video about Black Lives Matter. Also about there was like one more thing that I'm not. Oh, they're not the This Is the Pen people, right? That wasn't NHK. That was a different like news station, but like
I don't remember who it was. I remember it,
but like it wasn't that. But like okay, so this is the same source that gave us the BLM quote unquote explanation. So yeah, I'm not gonna really take that one too seriously. Sorry.
Yeah. So I guess once they mentioned that, I kind of picked up and people were like, yeah, the tourists, so many tourists, they're eating so much rice.
No.
But that has been debunked.
Yeah.
I was reading a Tokyo Weekender article, and there was a person who kind of broke it down, someone who was like qualified to talk about this. I don't remember.
Rice expert. Yeah.
I don't remember exactly who it was.
Yeah.
But it was a qualified person who said, like, even if we had 3 million tourists every single month, and they stayed for 7 days, and each of them ate rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, that would still only account for 0.5% of rice consumption. Boom. There you go. Yeah. And not all tourists are going to
eat rice like
every
that.
meal.
Yeah, exactly. I love rice, but not that much, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if it's going to come back soon.
Yeah. Foreigners also get blamed for... like when theft happens, when crimes happen. So, do you want to talk about your note here?
Oh yeah. This wasn't about like stealing or anything like that, but I guess I should have brought it up when we were talking about like comments and stuff. But
there's no better time than now.
And yeah, no better time to talk about this, I guess. So on the topic of like, foreigners being blamed for everything, like the video I'm going to talk about, like, yes, there's video evidence that this foreigner is like behaving really, really badly. It was more just the comments I wanted to talk about. So the video I'm referring to, there was a person who, I don't know if they're really drunk, but they're trying to climb on like a semi-truck or something. They're just like trying to...
Do you know where it was?
Osaka. Yeah. So, yeah, here. Our neighbor, probably. I don't know.
Right outside our window.
Yeah, actually. But, so they were like really, really drunk and they're trying to like climb on someone's truck or something. And the truck drivers were like trying to get him down and they couldn't get him down. And like, yeah, that's unfortunate. But I don't know, like things like that have happened before. Like, for example, Shibuya Halloween, right? When they knocked over the K truck. Do you remember that? And that was like Japanese people. But anyway, what I wanted to get at is like the comments I saw for that. And they're very just, I don't know, like hateful, I would say. Yeah. Someone commented like, Japan should ban all foreigners until they figure out what the hell is going on. Okay, but that's by someone named John. Yeah, his name is John. I don't know if I should read his whole name, but his name is John. So I don't know about
we see
that
you, John.
one. Yeah, we see you, John.
You know, if all foreigners are getting banned, that includes you, John.
Yes, John. Dear John. Anyway, another person says, we don't accept this type of behavior in Japan. Please go back to where you came from. That person's name is Giovanni. So
okay, if everybody's going back to where they came from,
so are you.
You too, Giovanni.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just kind of like, yeah, I get the frustration of like stop doing dumb things, but also like we don't need to like let one example say, you should be banned from this place. You know what I mean? Like people are just so quick to be like anti group of people for like one action, Yeah. That was my only example I really, really had.
Yeah. I have so somebody I know, they lost, I don't know if it was their wallet or it was like a card pouch or something that had their Suica card in there. I think it was her son's. Like they left it somewhere and they assumed that somebody was going to return it to the police box or something.
Because usually that happens, yeah.
Yeah, but this time it wasn't returned.
Oh, no.
And because you can register your IC card, so you can go and check like the balance of it.
Mhm.
So whoever took it cleared out the card. I don't know how much money was on it, but yeah, they didn't get it back, and whoever took it spent all the money on it. So of course her son was really sad.
Yeah.
But she was like, I've been in Japan for 14 years and something like this has never happened before, so I'm sad. Which
so
of course that sucks. Yeah. That's really sad for her son, and like, we have really no idea who took it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so somebody, I don't know how to say their name. Rafir?
Is it?
Rafir Eyes?
I think it's Rafi Reyes. Okay.
But he said, pouch stolen in Japan? Probably a tourist, as we never had issues like that.
I don't think tourists' goal is to steal money. They have the money to come here. They're not trying to like steal some petty like transportation card.
I'm coming to Japan to enjoy
steal
and steal all the wallets.
Yeah, what do you mean? Okay, sure. Yeah.
Somebody else, an elderly gentleman.
An elderly white man, yes.
So not Japanese. Gangsters are foreigners, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Somebody replied,
this is gangsters anymore.
A boomer.
Yeah, which is what is exactly his photo was. You're right.
Japanese people, somebody replied, Japanese people also steal. During my 20 years here, I've had a few things stolen.
Yeah, we've had a group of myself and like my friends, they stole everyone's like wallet and bag and stuff. We left our stuff unattended.
A restaurant or something?
We're kind of like renting a kitchen space and then like a space to eat for like a Thanksgiving event. And so it's like at a community center. So we had one of the rooms had all of our bags and all of our stuff in it. And then we were in the other room like cooking and stuff. And we saw like someone lurking, and heads up, it wasn't a foreigner, but we saw someone like lurking in the building. And then when it was time for us to go back into our room, everyone's stuff was gone. Yep. Not recovered ever. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah. I also had a friend who had her bag stolen at an arcade.
Oh, man. That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. But this elderly gentleman.
You can say boomer.
Boomer replied
out them
again.
or identify them, yeah.
He said, undesirables are everywhere, but rarer here in Japan than elsewhere. Undesirables.
Undesirables, okay. What's he talking about?
Yeah. And on the topic of theft. So I had posted a video about this unmanned thrift shop. They have one in Osaka. I think there are some in other places as well.
Yeah, there's one near my house too. Yeah. I shop there once in a while.
Really cool.
Yeah.
They have video security cameras
like everywhere.
In there.
Yeah.
There are signs on the wall that tell you which hanger color means which price. There's a machine to break down the change if you have large bills, and there's a security box to put the money.
Yeah.
But it still is the honor system.
Yeah, it's the honor. Oh, there was like a security box to put money?
Yeah, you put the cash in.
Oh, that's like really old school. I have like the same kind of.
Can you use a card?
No, you can't use a card. It's cash only, but it's like one of those vending machine kinds. Like, so there's a button for things that cost 1,000 yen, 2,000 or whatever, and then you put in your money and you just push the button. So like, yeah, honor system, but at least your money is like going into a machine and you get change automatically. Yeah. Dang, that security box system is crazy.
That does seem more effective.
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay.
The one I went to only had a security box.
Okay.
But yeah, most of the comments on that video were like, wow, that's such a cool idea. I want to visit. That kind of stuff. But of course, there were some people who were like, people are going to go there and steal everything. So someone said, I can see all the tourists robbing this store, and don't tell me it won't happen. Look at other comments saying, can't do this where I'm from. Where the hell do you think these tourists are coming from? I wish you would take this down.
Shut up. Again, I'm pretty sure tourists have like other objectives than to rob a super small thrift store.
Rob a thrift store.
Yeah, like if you're going to rob something brand new. Why would you rob like thrifted stuff? One, but also, again, tourists aren't here to rob people. Yeah. Maybe.
that would be pretty bizarre.
Right? I don't know. Really grinds my gears. That's wild.
So also with foreigners ruining everything, people say that foreigners are also like ruining the purity and innocence of Japanese people, like bringing in the Western ideals to them.
Okay.
So there's a video of a street interview. So, were you going to talk about this?
Well, this was like the one I kind of like them. They're funny.
Okay. So next episode, we're doing a bit of a deeper dive on street interviews.
Yep.
But this particular street interview ties into what we're talking about now.
Okay.
So this guy is just asking young people at the beach, have you ever cheated?
Okay.
And most of them
typical interview question. Yes. I saw this. They said yes, and a lot of them said yes a little too excitedly. I think.
One of them was like, "Yeah, I'm cheating right now."
Right now, like, girl, okay, okay.
Yeah. So one commenter, "These guys must have escaped a school anime, not typical Japanese for sure."
What do you mean you escaped an anime? Hey, guess what? Anime's not real.
These are real people?
Yeah, with real flaws or whatever, characteristics.
Yeah. Huh? Another commenter, "It's over. Japan has been taken too."
By whom?
By the blue-haired feminists, and I don't know.
Why they gotta have blue hair?
That's what they always say about feminists.
Yeah, it's always the blue hair with like the septum piercings or like a nose ring or something. Those chicks are badass.
Yeah, actually, I bought some blue hair dye recently. But I want to maybe do it after I come back from the States.
Okay. I'm excited to see that. One episode where you just have blue hair all of a sudden.
Super villain with my blue hair.
In your super villain era,
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, I thought that was funny. People are thinking like, oh, these young people are cheating. And
because they have like been influenced by the West.
Exactly.
I don't know if there's gonna be. We'll talk about it in the next episode. I feel like, but I don't know if a lot of people know that cheating culture here is like really normal. Unfortunately, like if anything, more so than in the West. Would you say, or like?
I think just cheating is viewed differently.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that more in the next episode.
So for them to be like, wow, these poor Japanese people being influenced by Westerners because they're cheating, like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Westerners are coming there and corrupting the pure Japanese people.
Also, who's the person saying that? If it's a Japanese person saying, like an old boomer Japanese person, like, okay, sure. But if it's like, well, then you're just clowning on yourself, like clowning on your own culture if that's like how you want to identify your culture,
Exactly.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe rethink that one. Right.
So another topic that I see a lot of misinformation on all the time as well is regarding crimes and saying that, well, because technically the Japanese police have a 99% conviction rate, but that's just surface level.
Yeah.
People are not really thinking about why that is. And a lot of crimes go unreported or not taken seriously.
Yeah.
So the conviction rate is that high because the police are pursuing the cases that they will win.
Oh, I see. Never thought about it that way. Huh.
Yeah. Because we hear like all the time about people trying to report stuff and the police say like, oh, what do we have? We had the story about the neighbor who was like putting trash in the mailbox and then they broke the window.
Yeah, that's right.
And they went to the police and the police said, just move.
I don't know, just move. Yeah, that's so true. That's right.
Yes.
Dang. That was a while ago, right? The rock in the window.
Yeah.
Did we get an update on that person? No.
I can check, but I don't know if there was.
Right? I think they did update. They said they just moved. That's it? Okay.
That was the update.
Oh, man.
They did move. But yeah, like a lot of things don't get reported in the first place either. And there are so many reasons why somebody would not report a crime. There's a lot of embarrassment, a lot of shame. They don't want to relive the trauma by telling the story again in detail. So
or sometimes it's like really unfortunate where people just don't have any faith in the police, or like they just from other experiences or encounters from other people, they don't feel like it would be worth reliving that trauma and going through all of that again. So that's the sad part. You good?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay.
Sorry, I just dropped something, so we needed a moment to recoup. So there was a person who posted this on Threads, And they said, when I first moved to Japan when I was 18, I was walking home after my Japanese language school. A man biked towards me. I was one step late in avoiding him, and he got annoyed as he steered away. I think he was a frustrated man. He took a U-turn and came behind me and punched my jaw hard and fled, and I fell screaming from pain. What? My jaw swelled up so fast, and I thought he broke it, which was horrifying. Ever since then, my jaw hurts once in a while. And today's that day. Ouch.
Oh my God. And he reported it to the police, or he just thought like...
Yes.
Okay.
I think she.
Oh, sorry.
She did. So somebody asked, like, wow, that's crazy. Did you report it?
Yeah.
And she said, I went to the police station to report it. The policeman said there's no street camera there and he can't do much, but he will patrol the area more.
You think he's patrolling the area more? I hope so.
Probably not.
That sucks.
Yeah. And somebody commented, China propaganda, you're a clown. What a shit.
What?
But that's your response to that story?
Shut up. Okay. Anyway, maybe that dude needs to get punched in the jaw. What the heck? Yeah. That really sucks, you know? I mean, if that person reported it and if that police officer is actually patrolling the area more, then that's good. I don't know.
Yeah. But even if that was just a one-time incident, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Then nothing could be done.
That's awful. Yeah.
I hope he never did that to anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of one-time incidents that...
Do you have a police story?
Nothing could really be done about. No, not a police. Like, I didn't go to the police about this, but on this topic, I was walking home at night after hanging out with my friends too. And I was like pretty close to my house. And a biker came up behind me and groped my chest. Ew. And biked off. So it was like a drive-by chikan basically. And I was like very shocked, and I kind of screamed because I was scared and shocked, but they were on a bike, so they like fled really quickly. You know, it's not like I could chase them. I didn't see their face because again, they came from behind me
or the license
and did it,
plate
or the license anything.
Fast.
It was night, it was fast, you know. And yeah, so that was just like one of those incidents where could I have gone to the police station? Probably, but how effective would it have been in that situation where I didn't know anything about that person and I didn't want them to ask me like stupid questions just in case. I don't know. I was like more afraid.
What were you wearing?
Yeah. So, and like, what were you wearing? Or like, why were you walking home at night by yourself? Things like that. Like, it was just more safe for me personally to like not even deal with that. So yeah, there's a lot of like reasons why people don't go to the police for sure, but crime does exist here. And so for people to say like, you know, crime is so low or whatever, like you got to know the whole story. I would say. Yeah.
But I think that's because people just mostly compare it to the US. Yeah. Where there's a lot of gun violence. So
yeah, that's true.
Gun violence is very, very rare here. But that doesn't mean that other things don't happen. There are all types of crimes. And I mean...
There's a lot of profiling here too. Like racial profiling here as well. Yeah.
I mean, just go on a news site and search the crime section.
Yeah.
You'll find a lot of things that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need to do the comparison Olympics.
No. Because guess what? Everywhere is bad.
Yeah, bad things can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
But just because it's perceived worse in another place doesn't mean that a bad thing that happens here should be dismissed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Another big one that I think is there's a lot of misinformation on too, or misleading ideas about is the recycling system.
Oh no, don't crush my dreams. I thought I was doing so good.
I'm very sorry. So there is a very extensive recycling system here.
Yes.
But...
Is it for nothing?
Well, not for nothing, but just not in the way that you would think. So about 75% of waste is incinerated.
Okay.
It's burned.
Yeah.
And of that 75%, a lot of it is used for energy. So, okay, it is technically being reused in a way. And then some are just burned without being reused for energy. But yeah, so this is according to the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies. by the way.
Okay,
I'll link
good.
it.
You have a source. You're not just like spewing information in a comment like those other people.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll link the source in the description in the show notes.
Good.
So yeah, only about 20% of waste actually gets recycled into new products.
What? Oh.
So yeah, when you see how strict the recycling system is here, I guess you might not think that's how the recycling works. I mean, a lot of it is getting reused, just not in the way you might imagine.
Okay.
Yeah, then I guess the other 5% it just goes to landfill. But the majority of garbage and recycling is burned.
Okay.
Yeah. So earlier in the year, I went to a town in Tokushima Prefecture, which is Japan's zero waste town. It's called Kamikatsu.
Yes.
And something interesting, I think, is that this town does not have a conbini or a supermarket.
Oh, I didn't even know they didn't have a supermarket. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So a big portion of their recycling actually does get recycled. Yeah. I think a large contributor to this is because they don't have a conbini or a supermarket.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everything in the conbini is either wrapped in like plastic or something. So I'm assuming, this is pretty far out in the inaka, like in the countryside then.
Yes, it is a very, very remote town.
And so if they don't even have a supermarket, maybe it's a dumb question, is everyone just growing their own vegetables and stuff and they're doing like a trade system with their neighbors and everything?
I think that probably does happen a lot because they have a pretty small population. It's like 1,400 people.
Sheesh. And how many kids are there? Like, isn't there like one kid in the whole elementary school?
Most are over 65.
Ah,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But I went to a cafe when I was there. There was no plastic.
That's awesome.
They reused everything. And I'm sure a lot of people compost as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen a video about it. I first heard about them a while ago, like either before I came to live in Japan or like when I just got here through like I think Vice, I want to say, or like Asia News or whatever. I don't know. One of those.
Documentary on
them,
right?
I think that was who it was. But yeah, so that's how I first heard about them, and I've always wanted to try to go to this town.
Yeah, called Kamikatsu, by the way. Kamikatsu in Tokushima.
In Tokushima, which is like actually not too far from us, like.
But
or like
you have to get there through mountain roads.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you need a car. That's definitely going to be the easiest way. So from here, maybe it's like 5 hours.
Oh,
but a lot of it's on mountain roads.
That's crazy.
It's very deep in the inaka.
Do you know, like, so I'm sure they have documentaries about them. So of course people see that, they're interested, and they want to, go to this town. Maybe that's like how you ended up going there. Do they do, I don't know, like volunteer programs or like educational programs about recycling and like things like that? Or do people just go as tourists and leave? What do you
I think if you stay at the hotel, you can do some workshops and that kind of stuff.
Cool. Okay.
And then they said, because I didn't stay in the town, but I was reading about the hotel and they only give you what you think you're going to need. They have like bars of soap. So they say like, just take what you're going to need, and toothpaste and stuff only take
what you're gonna need. Yeah, that's awesome
to keep the waste down.
I really, really want to visit there one day. Yeah,
field trip.
Yeah, I want to go.
So yeah, in a nutshell, the recycling system is very thorough, extensive, but it might not work the way that you think it does because not everything is black and white.
Yeah. Do you think in your time here the recycling system, or at least like the trash sorting system, has changed over time? Like, it's gotten less
strict,
like less strict, yeah. Like, I remember...
I think Osaka is just less strict.
I
think that's the thing.
Is that what it is? Because,
Yeah.
like, Osaka, there's just... unless you're going to a restaurant and they have, like, bins for plastics and, like, burnables, the trash in general, it's just your trash, your, like... And then your recyclables, like your cans and your pet bottles, your plastic bottles. But when I used to live in kind of the more country area in Chiba, it was like plastics go into one, and then burnables, and then like metals and like metal cans, and then plastic bottles and glass bottles.
Yeah.
So it's like a little more sorted. But same when I lived in Tokyo 10 years ago, it was like burnables, non-burnables, and then all of like the pet bottles and stuff. So, okay. Is Osaka just less strict?
I think it's an Osaka thing.
Okay, I thought it was like, maybe they like not updated their incinerator, but like, just changed something. I see.
Yeah. Even in Shiga, which is also in the Kansai region. It's not far from Osaka. But I know someone who was living there, and the recycling was more strict where she was. And even for like pet bottles, she had to have a separate bag for the caps. Yeah. A separate bag for the label. The plastic label.
Yeah, that was like kind of where I was living too. Yeah. The same system.
So I think it's just Osaka that is not as strict.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I got.
Awesome. You brought a lot of great points to this one. Thank you for letting me just give my comments. I didn't really prepare anything. As usual. Sorry. But yeah.
It was a fun one to research.
Yeah.
But I wanted to leave on a funny note.
Okay.
Ooh, so this is from Reddit.
Nice.
It's from r/mildly infuriating. So not even a Japan related subreddit.
Yeah.
But we'll see what it is. So it's called "My friend was confronted with a threatening note at guest house in Tokyo."
Okay. Oh. I want to read it.
Please.
Okay, so it's a handwritten note in English, and it says, "Hello, pig-san," with a cute little drawing of a pig. "Are you animals? Humans don't steal milk from the refrigerator. I'm monitoring you. You will be eliminated." Can I say this? "My effing milk. Keep off my milk, you effing pig." And then they drew a picture of a pig hanging with
still holding the milk.
Still holding the milk, and it says "next time," and it's pointing to the pig, and it says you. I'm so sorry. That is so funny. I mean, rude. Very rude. Very strong. Kind of very threatening and scary, but so funny because there's like spelling errors in there.
And the pig drawing is really cute.
The pig drawing is cute. So like they took the time to label it like "that's you," just so you know. Very thoughtful, very courteous, very demure, very thoughtful.
Very mindful.
Very mindful. But you can tell like the person probably Google translated like what they were trying to say too, which is like even funnier. I don't know, like
you'll be eliminated.
Yeah, you will be eliminated. It was like the best part of it. The pictures bonus. I wish can we like show it on the screen like in our edit if you're watching on YouTube? That's so funny. "Hello, pig-san."
The top comment: "Pig-san is dead and still holding onto the guy's milk."
Dude, pig-san's got a grip. Also, like thinking about it is like funnier because pigs don't have like thumbs, so they're holding with their little hooves. Like, okay, that is so funny. I hope it's like, I don't know, like one, how serious is that milk to that person? Like, when people like eat your food out of the fridge, like it is annoying.
That sucks.
It sucks. It's super annoying, but
I wonder if it was intentional or not.
I don't know, but I would say, and this is in what? Mildly infuriating?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Maybe they did this a few times and that person was just at their wit's end. So they're like, okay, pig-san.
I hope that's what it was. Like, and if that's the case where you're just like drinking someone else's milk, like without asking or whatever,
that is
then,
rude.
Like, that's rude.
That's rude.
That's rude, pig-san. Like, I want to know why pig. Like, is it like a reference like you just eat like a pig, like eat too much like a pig? Or I hope it's nothing about like their appearance or whatever. But like, it's so cute. Like the picture of the pig is so cute. Hello, pig-san.
Are you animals?
Are you animals?
Humans don't steal milk from the refrigerator.
Oh man, that's cute. I would keep that note forever. Like, it's so cute. It's a death threat, but it's cute. Like,
it's the cutest one I've ever seen.
A very demure death threat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's an awesome note to finish on.
Wanted to end on a funny note, so
literally a funny note.
Okay.
Okay. That's it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye, pig-san.